any decent, I don't know anything about filters on YouTube, but I'm hoping I can get some good ones on here to make me look half decent. Hello, is anyone going to come on and join? Hopefully, but I wanted to chat about, I'm going to record the podcast episode of 90 Day Fiance, and I wanted to chat with people about their thoughts before I go and record it, because it was, honestly, they're doing so well over there, I'm telling you, 90 Day Fiance. What I need to do is, I'm holding this at the moment, I need to get this on a proper, get it on my, what's it called? Let me see if this will work. Bear with me. Oh my god, this thing is so shit. Okay, that should be good. I look like a sweaty Betty, so excuse me while I put on some powder. But yeah, I want to talk about 90 Day Fiance because last night was reading 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Yeah, so we saw them getting to their countries to meet the loves of their lives. Oh, it's so good, guys. I'm telling you, this season is doing really well. And yeah, I'm gonna be on here till about, what time is it now? It's it's like 17 minutes past 6. And I'm gonna be on here till 7 because look at my hair. I mean, what is this really? It's a poly pom. That's what it is. It is a poly pom. But yeah, I'm gonna be on here because I want to discuss last night's episode, see what you think, and then I'm gonna go and actually record it for the podcast. So I'm gonna put some air on for a second because it's really hot in here. Do have a glimpse into next week's new couple that we're gonna see. And that looks good. Hello, Ahmed. What are you doing today, Ahmed? Hello, Sava Cove Cattle Company. Interesting. I'm Marie. I'm just going around showing smaller creators much love and respect. You did, really? Thank you so much. And you subbed as well. Thank you. Anyone that gets a sub, and you're from Ahmed, you're from Kenya. Isabella Ortega. Hi, Isabella. Anyone that is here and subbing, thank you so much. You can go and just subscribe. It's Brillo. Thank you. I am, and you're in the USA. Nice, so am I. So I'm English, originally from like 40 miles west of London, but I live in Los Angeles now. So I'm in LA and it is like 110 degrees or something today. And I'm on, oi bruv, wing lift. Arnie. London, is it hell? It's the same temperature as hell. Zeds, hello Zeds. Nice mistake above you. Oh, you are? I'm Marie, cool. Thank you so much for coming on, everyone. Cup of tea, yes please. Los Angeles, there you go. Yeah, the way I say Los Angeles is a bit. Vanessa, good evening. I came to leave my like. Vanessa, thank you, my love. You're awesome. Yeah, thumbs up and like it and all that good stuff. It'd be great. And if you could sub as well, that'd be lovely. I gotta come to Cali again. Yes, you do. You gotta come to Cali. So you said you're the state above. Greetings, bread loaf. Bread loaf. Why do I feel like bread loaf? I don't know why. Greetings, bread loaf, but I feel like why have I seen your profile somewhere? All right, let's see. Wing lift, is this you doing an English impression? All right, but Balewa bruv with touch of tea. Interesting approach. Vanessa, I'm subscribed to the channel. Thank you, my love. Yeah, I miss Cali, but I need to find a place to live first. Yeah, and this lovely bread loaf somewhere. Bottle of water. bottle of water. Luke says, I enjoy smoking marijuana. Well, that's good for you, Luke. I hope you are enjoying it, my love. I actually was given on my birthday, I have like all these edibles I was given for my birthday, and they're all just like probably melting in my other room. I just have like a stack of them. I haven't even had them yet. Is beans on toast true? Yeah, it's true. And beans on toast is amazing. I enjoy breathing air. Bread loaf, don't we all? Have a nice day, Cat. Thank you. Thank you. Scorpion's fate. Lingwith. Noi. True, the toilet flushes backwards. You're getting confused. I think you're thinking of Australia. So as I say, I live in America, but I'm obviously from England, but I lived in Australia as well. And the toilet flushes the other way. So here it flushes in America it flushes clockwise. Then when you go south of the equator, it flushes the other way. Beans on toast is true, and yeah, and it's amazing. Ramirez, hi. I know. Winglift, who are you? I think I know who you are. I think I know who you are. A dark dance. Wow. You're just a compliments. Thank you. You're just so much. So kind. So it's good that you come on the internet to just be really kind. There's quite a masculine square jaw you have there. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just come on. I mean, it's wonderful, really, to come on the internet and put yourself on the internet, because you just end up leaving feeling so good about yourself. Tweetler. All right, Scorpion's fate. How do you know who I am? Wing left. I think I know who you are, but that's okay. Maybe? I don't know. You're a martyr. Indeed I am. We are the spawns of Lucifer. I didn't know that, but thank you for letting me know. Anyway, I was on here because I wanted to chat about 90 Day Fiance. So do any of you watch 90 Day Fiance? So my podcast is Tender Loving Care, ? And I'm about to record an episode about 90 Day Fiance the other way. I love your makeup lives. Oh, I did one and I can't do any makeup, evidently. So thank you though. What do British people think about Americans? Well, I can't, obviously, I'm not a mouthpiece for all English people. The useful idiot. Good question. I'll tell you that on my Patreon. All right. So, some of you actually do make me laugh, I must admit. I got like a fantastic insult the other day that I just laughed at because I was like, fair enough. I'll carry on with 90 days. Okay. 90 Day Fiance, yeah. I cover on my podcast episodes a week. One of the episodes I cover 90 Day Fiance the other way, which is about a bunch of Americans that fall in love with people in different countries. Some of them, they've never met them and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go and get married, right? So you're seeing one last night. There's a woman called Tiger Lily, and she's like gorgeous, right? She's in Texas. Everything's perfectly blonde hair, perfect makeup, perfect skin, perfect clothes. She came out of like this terrible marriage, terrible divorce, and she's fallen in love. Great, right? So she has, thank you, bread loaf. So she has decided that she was going to go online dating, and she met what a plonker, bruv, totes, bruv. I know, like, in it, like, have you memorized the states yet? Yes, I have. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. We had to learn that in geography in England, by the way. We had to learn all of the states and all of the capitals. So, so Tiger Lily, she's like 41. She's been talking to someone online for 4 months. Okay, 4 months. And she has decided that she's in love with him. He lives in Jordan and he's 22 years old. Mcan, I'm sorry, I like you so much. I like you too, Mcan. Anyway, so she's like fallen head over heels in love. So she's decided what she's going to do is she's going to leave Texas, fly her ass all the way over to Jordan to meet this 22-year-old. Okay, they FaceTimed and stuff like that, to go over and meet this 22-year-old. How old am I? I'm 65. So she's like, I've decided I'm going to go meet him and we're going to get married the same day. She's never met him and she's been talking to him online for 4 months. And by the way, she has a ton of money. So her divorce, she got a ton of money. So her friends are like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. And oh shit, I need to put this on Do Not Disturb. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me do this from my computer. I need to put this on Do Not Disturb. Alright, done it. Yeah, so she's like, I thought you were 20. 65, darling, 65. So all her friends are like, what are you doing? You're a nutcase. You cannot be going over and getting married. Because yeah, I'm going to meet him for the first time at the airport in Jordan. And because he's Muslim, we can't touch or sleep or anything in the same room. So we're going to get married the same day and then we're going to have a massive party. And her friends are like, you can't do this. Like, what are you doing? She has 2 children as well. So she's going to marry this guy who's going to become a stepfather. And her friends are like, well, the children haven't met him. What about his religion? Are you going to convert? Is he going to convert? Are you going to live in Jordan? You've got kids. Is he going to live in America? And she's just like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's, it's all going to work out. So we see her in this episode last night. Yeah, Scorpio fate. So she goes, I'm actually 70, not 65, but so we see her, she goes over and she's got money, so she goes over with her glam squad. So 2 of her friends, like a hairdresser and a makeup artist, come with her, and she's in first class, like on the plane, and her friends like doing all her hair and makeup, and she arrives at the airport and meets him, and she's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Goes to the hotel gets in the car, right? And she's like 18 pieces of luggage. It's insanity. She gets in the car, her 2 friends are in the back. She sat there with this 22-year-old who she's just met minutes beforehand and is about to go and get married. And it's just silence. And her friends are like, so, do you have any brothers and sisters? And he's like, yeah, thanks, Scorpion Faye. So he's like, yeah, I actually have 14 brothers and sisters. And Tiger Lily sat there just like looking out the window, like, la, 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 la. And her friend is in the back, the only one making conversation, and is going, so do you want kids? And he's like, yeah, I want 5 kids. And Tiger Lily is 41 years old. And she turns around to me, she goes, but babe, you never told me that. Anyway, they're going to get married. So they drop the friends off, and the friend's like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, you don't have to do this today. At least maybe go on a first date with them. And she's like, no, I'm going to get married now. So him and her go, and they're going to get married. And she is thinking, she's just saying to him, well, like, what are we going to do, about when you live in America? And he goes, oh, I'll live in America for a bit, but I'll come back to Jordan as well. And she's like, you never told me that, babe. And he's like, yeah, my mother, my brother, all my friends are going to be at this signing. And there's going to be a translator. Just sign the papers. And she's like, sure. Do people actually live their life like this? Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand you meet somebody. Thank you, Wing Left. You meet somebody, like, on the internet, I guess, and, like, fall in love. Absolutely. You go and get your 10 kids. So, I don't know, maybe you connect with someone online. But how does reason go out the door? If you've got to 41 years old, you've been through a marriage, a divorce, you have 2 children that you're raising, you have friends, like, oh yeah, MCAN, I know, for some reason my internet is rubbish. I don't know why. Like, I think, honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but the heat has messed up everything in LA. Trains weren't running, internet's a bit slow. Is it better now? Can you at least see me? Reason goes out the door when you take your ex-husband's money. Listen, I think her reasoning was gone before she married him. But, so, I just don't know the irresponsibility of it all. 22, do you genuinely think, like, you 22-year-old guy with no job really, who lives in another country, who you've never met, who doesn't have the same religion as you, that doesn't have the same cultural background as you, and you haven't even discussed where you're going to live, is really a great match to go and get married. This show is bananas, and she's a very good looking woman. Like, she's gorgeous, so I understand like why he's interested, and of course like but the ones on 90 Day Fiance on this show that really get me are the ones that are like 70-year-old women that are, such as myself, that see someone in like, I mean, we can all talk about Danielle and Mohammed if you watch 90 Day Fiance, if you've ever watched it. She was probably like late 40s or something like that, you know, thick Coca-Cola bottle glasses, and this was this gorgeous young guy, and she was in Morocco and she was convinced he was in love with her. It's like, I envy these people's confidence. Like, I really do. I think it must be a very lovely life to just live in complete delusion. Like, just thinking, yeah, I'm amazing and I can get whoever. Like, it must be a wonderful world, really. I mean, I don't know. I guess I live in LA and a lot of people do. It's 3:30 in the morning. I have no idea how I ended up here. But now I'm listening to the entire life story of someone I don't even know. BN100, thank you. Thank you. No, 3:30 in the morning. Where are you, love? Where are you? And I'm so glad you listened to the story, because it's cuckoo. And I can get, if you just tuned in, it is not my life story. It is the life story of people on 90 Day Fiance, and they're all kookadoo. There's one guy on there. Switzerland. Oh God, lucky you. I bet everybody says that though when you say Switzerland, right? Whereabouts in Switzerland? Switzerland is so bloody, beautiful. I'm very envious right now. You've got me very, very jealous. I do have a PayPal in my description if you want to just send me a flight ticket, money for a flight ticket. I'll be there tomorrow. Tons of fun, and we can talk about this person's life story in person. Perfect. Only Zurich, beautiful. How, born and raised? I don't know why I'm asking you, like, but I'm always interested. Scorpion's fate. I think it was probably all for the show. You know, there's a lot of that Scorpion's fate. There is a lot of these people that go on like 90 Day Fiance and these reality shows, and you do look and you go, you're not real, right? Like, this isn't. But I just think that some people, I think it does come down to loneliness as well. I think a lot of people are very, very lonely. And I think if you're born in Switzerland, I bet you, let me guess, you speak 3 languages? Put everyone else to shame. I bet you speak 3 languages. And I do just think that with the internet, being able to go on like these online dating sites and stuff like that, I just think that people become enamored and believe what they want to believe. I mean, there is a guy on the show, which, okay, his name's Lauren. I'm obsessed with him because it's awful what he's doing. So doesn't really have anywhere he lives in Vegas, but he works like 3 jobs, works really hard, but he doesn't have like a permanent residence. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he's talking to a girl in the Philippines. So he's decided, I'm saving up all my money and I'm going to go to the Philippines and meet her. And he says he's predominantly interested in trans women, and so he's met Faith. And he's told Faith, I'm going to come over there. I want to marry you. And she's like, fantastic. Like, I want this. We've been talking for a long time. They've been talking for something like 2 years. And he has never left the country, never been on an airplane before. And we see in this episode, he's going to the Philippines. What he hasn't told her is that he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have any money. No, he doesn't have any job anymore. He doesn't have anywhere to live. He doesn't have any money, and that he actually wants to live in the Philippines and have an open relationship. And this poor woman in the Philippines is like, I'm meeting the love of my life, and we're gonna have all this great life together. It's awful. A Scorpion's fate. I'm gonna guess it all falls apart. Well, we'll see. But I think you're probably onto something there. So we see him getting on this flight. He don't know what the hell's going on. He's like, I'll just move to the Philippines and I'll probably just live there because it's cheaper, and no idea about visas, no idea about anything to do with the Philippines, right? Barely even Googled the country. So he's wandering around this airport like he's just in a world of wonder, gets on the plane. Don't know how he made it to the plane, to be honest. I mean, this guy is like in his 40s or something, but he doesn't know what the hell's going on. So he gets on the plane, and what I realise is he's brought no luggage. He has one singular backpack, and not like a backpacking backpack. It's like a regular, like, backpack. And he's travelling in like, he is a bizarro. So anyway, he gets there and he has one singular backpack. He lands first of all in Taiwan, right, to get a connecting flight. And he's in Taiwan, in the airport, in a cafe, and grabs a wet wipe. This makes me so ill. In front of everyone in the cafe, he gets a wet wipe and is like, oh yeah, traveling's, I didn't know I was gonna be traveling this long and I can't have a shower. So he gets a hand wet wipe and just starts cleaning his pits in the middle of a cafe in a Taiwanese airport. And he's like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see her. So then we cut to her in the Philippines preparing for him, and she's got a good job. She's got, you know, plans. She's got her own money. She's like so excited. She's like, this guy's the love of my life. She says, I've never had a boyfriend before. This is going to be the guy I'm going to marry. I'm so excited. She's talking to all of her friends. And she's got some fucking bozo that's coming over that just wants to live in the Philippines, marry her, but also date other people. He says, I believe in getting married to have like that one person, but then also having sex. That's fine if you're upfront about it, but don't lead this girl into believing you're gonna get married. It's insane. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. This show is wild, and these people, like, casting, the way they find them, and there definitely are some that, you know, they put it on a little bit, but I do know with someone that works on TLC that they do check that these people are basically like telling the truth before they get them on the show, because it's been going now like, I don't know, 9 seasons or something. So they find these people, and most of them are oddballs, and you've got to admit you have to be an oddball if you're going to say, yeah, I want to be on a TLC show and I want them to like film my life and me probably making terrible life decisions. And so many of these people have like lost their job and they've lost all their shit from being on these shows. It's insane. On one of the seasons of 90 Day Fiance, there was this guy had never left the country either and was going to literally the Amazon in the wilds of Brazil to meet a girl. What happened in that story is so unbelievable. He goes there, he brings trunks which he has to carry on planes and trains. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never left the country. He will not swim in the water, so he puts like okay, this is so insane, condoms on him when he goes into the water because he's convinced stuff's gonna crawl up into him. He ends up marrying this girl that barely speaks English, marrying her. They have massive fights because he forgot to tell her that he had been arrested for burning down his ex-girlfriend's house. I shit you not. And they're in the middle of the Amazon, like jungle. He's telling her this through a translator because they don't even speak the same language. He's like, yeah, I didn't tell you about my criminal past and I burnt down my ex-girlfriend's house. And she gets upset, obviously. He gets upset, decides to like run because he's kookadoo. So he starts running. The film crew follows him, and then they have to stop because they get mugged by guys with machetes. Like, you can't. Anyway, they end up staying married, getting married, having 2 kids together, and then they're 2 kids together, and both of those children were taken into child protection services, and now he lives in Brazil and she lives in America. Like, these shows are not for weak-hearted, not for people that actually don't want to witness craziness on TV. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I have a podcast. So my podcast is called Tender Loving Care, ? And it's all based on the premise that when I came to America, I started watching all this junky TV, all of this like reality television, especially TLC. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I genuinely thought that the TLC, for the TLC channel, stood for Tender Loving Care. And I didn't understand why these shows were all so horrific. Then I found out it actually stood for the Learning Channel, and I was even more confused because everyone is kookadoo and all these shows are kookadoo and not learning anything. So that's the name of the podcast. So I have 4 episodes a week. I'm going to record a little bit later. I do 1 episode covering 90 Day Fiance. I do a 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and then there's another offshoot called 90 Day Fiance the other way. So it's Americans traveling and living in a new country, settling in a new country to be with the loves of their lives, and that's just as much of a disaster. And then I cover the Real Housewives of Orange County on Fridays, and I also have a Patreon, so you can go to patreon.com Tender Loving Care podcast, and there I cover true crime. So it's very, very different, but it's something that I enjoy, like these unsolved crimes or just bizarre crimes, kind of obscure ones. I don't do like the really well known ones. OMG, Pandora's box got opened. I love you, Grandma Polly. Oh, Grandma Polly. Wow. Really living the dream over here, guys. You'll subscribe? All right, then. All right, I forgive you. Good night. Good night. Let me pull this over here. Anyway, so that, that's basically what the poddy's about. But the Patreon episodes are really interesting because I do true crime, so I'm always looking for like new stories of like bizarre unsolved cases, or even maybe solved cases that are just kind of obscure, because I feel like everybody's done the covered Dharma, covered Bundy like 100 like times. We've done all that. But yeah, so it's really, really fun. If you are interested in reality television and all of the gossip that comes along, just follow me on Instagram at Tender Loving Care podcast. So I wonder if I should put that, let me put that in the chat actually. It would help if I could understand. Let's start a poll. Trying to see how I can like put something. Sure, message including. Yeah, I don't actually know how to do that. Oh, hang on, here we go. I don't know. I was trying to put my Instagram in there, but I actually have it in my bio if you're interested. I thought I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on there, but I'm really excited to record and like just talk about the show a little bit more. But I'm trying to figure out more about what to do with this channel, because I really, really like coming on and doing lives, and I like talking about obviously what I'm covering in the podcast, but I also want to use this like to back up the podcast, but also a little bit about my life. Like the other day I had a really interesting person on my live that was from England, and they had a son that had visited America, and they were like, oh, he wants to live in America now, how easy is it? And I was like, it's not easy, it's incredibly hard. People come here on vacation, they're like, oh, I want to live in LA, how do I do it? Buckle up is what I have to say. So I was talking to this person, and they were like, I would love to hear like more about your story in coming to America and what it's like and how you actually get into America. So I really like that idea. So that is something that I may certainly incorporate into this channel, because there is like a lot to be said about it, and moving here and immigrating here. And I do think so many people think it's easy. Like when I first moved here, people were like, oh, come on, you know what, you moved to America, I'll come and move to America, that'll be dead easy, I'll come and it's like, you have no clue, like just the immigration process itself, how hard it is, and getting used to things and trying to set up, it's tough, wherever you go. It's tough to set up an entire new life. I mean, I came here and I didn't really know anyone. I just moved to a whole new continent and went, all right, let's see how this goes, and so far I'm still here, but but it's hard. So those are the things I was thinking about incorporating, as well as like travel things. And as it comes, like we're now, what are we in, September? Yeah, we're in September. So I was thinking about doing like as the podcast goes through the seasons as well, I love during autumn and winter to do like spooky things and Christmas themed stuff. So I was thinking about doing scary stories, because I have many a paranormal story that I would love to share, and I think it would be really fun to do that. So that's kind of what I have, but you know, I'm just going to see how it goes. At the moment, I just like coming on here and talking to random people, some of which decide to insult me, which I guess if you're opening yourself up to the internet, that's what's going to happen, darling, right? But some people are just really funny, and it's a good time. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing more on here. But it's, yeah, we'll see. I do need to be able to get to the point where I understand like good lighting, how to do your makeup properly, and that is bullshit. So I do need to sort all of that out, which I will. I should actually turn the light on. It's kind of getting dark. The sun's going down a little bit. What time is it? It's 10 to 7. It's 10 to 7 here in LA, and I don't know. The sun goes down. The sun will be going down pretty soon, I think. But yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm interested in doing on here, and yeah, it's gonna be good. It's just crazy. I like being able to be on here, and then I'm also on Twitch, and I like going on there because it is just so random, like the people that you meet and you could talk to, and especially people, you know, that love reality TV and love all that nonsense and gossip. It is really fun to be able to like talk to them about it and stuff like that. But I've got 3 episodes to record tonight, which I'm going to record about 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day Fiance the other way, 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and then I have a Patreon episode about a true crime, about the murder of a young couple. They were only this happened in like 2002, and basically it happened in Northern California, and they were a young couple that worked at a Christian, are you in Yorkshire? I think I saw you about. Well, I've definitely been in Yorkshire, not recently. I am from south of England, and I live in Los Angeles, so you did not see me recently, but I have been in Yorkshire. So this young couple, they were 23 and like 26, and they were engaged, and they were really big Christians. They were working the summer at this Christian camp in Northern California. So they decided to do like a day trip to this area of Sonoma. So they go there, and the hotel that they thought they'd booked, there wasn't a room available. So what they ended up doing was camping on the beach. So they decide to camp on the beach. They don't return the next day to the camp where they're working. People start to get worried. They're not answering their phones. Their parents are notified. They realize they didn't go to the hotel. They find them in the tent on the beach, and they'd been murdered. There was no rhyme or reason for it. They were 2 young kids with like no enemies. Nothing had been stolen. There was no like SA or anything like that. So people didn't understand how this had happened. They'd both brutally murdered in their tent. So I'm going to go into that case on my Patreon, because it is bizarre. And if you want to sign up to my Patreon, just go to patreon.com/Tender Loving Care Podcast, and you can check out my Instagram, which is Tender Loving Care Podcast. So that's where everything is. You can find all the links and merch and all that stuff there. But yeah, I like to kind of find the stories that just aren't really spoken about enough. I mean, I know there are a billion YouTube channels, and there are a billion true crime pods and all of that. I'm not a true crime pod, but I just have my Patreon is because it's something that I find interesting to talk about, and definitely highlight cases that are unsolved as well. because these ones are just mysteries. These people that just vanish. I'm on this Reddit subreddit about people. That's another thing I've got addicted to, Reddit. I was never a Reddit person at all, and then I went on and just became like obsessed. That's very sad. Yeah, it was a really sad case. Are you in Yorkshire, by the way? Cell? Are you in Yorkshire? And if you are, yeah, if you are, let me know, because I'm always up. I go up. I said I was in Yorkshire before because I have family members that live around there, kind of. So, yeah, Yorkshire is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It really is. So, what was I saying? Anyway, yeah, I think it's just interesting about these Reddit. I just became like obsessed with these cold cases and stuff, and how people's loved ones just vanish. I'm from there, but I know. Oh, you live in San Diego. Oh, I'm in San Diego a lot as well because I go down to San Marcos. I have friends in San Marcos down near San Diego. But it is really just so unnerving because I met a girl who was involved in a really crazy case in LA. Oh, Ocean Beach, nice. And her friend vanished. Her car was found on PCH, which is a Pacific Coast Highway. It's a really beautiful stretch. And her friend has never been seen again. And she's been contacted a lot by these podcasts and Unsolved Mysteries, a TV show, because the case of her friend was so bizarre. They believe the mother may have had something to do with it. It's just these, anyway, I'm using these random vague examples because it just, you can't believe someone just vanishing into thin air. You really, really can't. So I like to kind of highlight some of those and talk about those as well. So yeah, it's a mix of reality television, nonsense bullshit, and then on Patreon it is like true crimes and stuff, which I like, which is cool. Yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about? I am boiling in LA. Is it boiling in Ocean Beach as well? At least you're near the water, more so than I am, where I am in LA. Because right now it's like, oh, it's too much. My garden is completely dead. I've been going out and I've been trying to revive it every day, but it's just painful because I can't. So yeah, it's been tough, but I'm going to be on here for another 5 or 6 minutes and then I'm going to go because I need to record. But yeah, I know that moving forward with these lives, I'm going to be a little bit more structured. I mean, like I say, I have been recording my podcast on the lives as well, which has been nice. But the problem is then I can't see the chats. So I'll be like recording the podcast and then I'll notice something in the chat and then I'll respond to something in the chat. And then I have to pause my recording for the podcast, so it doesn't really work. I'm trying to get it to work. So we'll see. But I am over on Twitch as well a little bit. But yeah, so if you haven't already subscribed or liked, that would be really nice if you could do that. And then I'm probably going to head off now and get on to recording. I have 3 episodes to record, and I have an edit of a really, really cool guest that I had on my show. So I should probably go and do that. Thank you to everyone that checked in for a little bit. I'm going to head off. Nevermore. I keep thinking you white. Franco, I am from England, but I live in America. I live in Los Angeles, Franco. Where do you live, Franco? I know, I live in LA with like insane heat and I'm still scorching. I can't go. Oh, you're in Italy. Beautiful, beautiful. We're in Italy. And is it really hot there now? Because LA is ridiculously hot. Ridiculously. Let me know. Anyway, I need to go and record the podcast, so I'm going to hop off and I'm going to go and do that. And please like and subscribe. So if you I like your videos, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, follow me on Instagram, Tender Loving Care Podcast. Make sure you subscribe because I'm coming on here quite a lot, so you can get a notification of when I come on here. Yes, Franco. Bellissimo. Bellissimo bello. Yeah, grazie mille. You subbed. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to be back probably tomorrow, maybe even later tonight. So make sure you're subbed so you can check that out. And thank you. Arrivederci. Adios. Goodbye. Bye-bye.